Are you ready?
Welcome to the latest episode of TDs and Beer.
What did you say?
TDs, touchdowns. It's a sports show. Welcome to the latest episode of TDs and Beer Podcast with your hosts, Dylan and Andy.
What was his name? McCoy?
Yeah.
Where's he at now?
So I think
retired, or?
he spent a year in Carolina, and then I think he went to Dallas. He either opted out or spent the year on this past season on the IR. I don't remember which. I don't think he's retired. Let me just go ahead and look that up right now. Gerald McCoy was his name.
Yeah.
There we go.
He was a hell of a defensive tackle.
And he came out the exact same year as Sue.
Oh, okay. So he'd be getting up there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Man, Sue has had a crazy career, right?
He really has.
All those years in Detroit. I mean, he was thought of as like the villain, the bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah, because of his on-field actions.
Yeah, like
okay.
At one point, him and like Albert Hainsworth were a couple of the top defensive tackles in the NFL.
Yeah, Albert Hainsworth was a beast when he wanted to play.
Yeah, and Hainsworth like died out within a year.
Yep.
After he got his money.
That huge contract. He was another one of those guys
million?
that he was like the first defensive player to sign $100 million contract, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Pretty wild.
And, he was another one of those guys that was viewed as a bad guy because of his on-field actions. And his was even worse, like by far. Sue just had more.
Now?
He
did the stomp, right? Or
he did the stomp on the face of a player. Like he stomped on the helmet, and that removed the helmet from the player, and then he stomped the face again.
Oh,
yep.
I remember
that.
That
Was bad.
So what did Sue do again? He did something twice, right?
Sue stomped a Packers offensive lineman's arm, and then he was accused of purposely trying to kick players in the nuts a couple of times.
Okay.
But yeah. I just found Gerald McCoy. He March 31st, 2020 signed a 3-year deal with Dallas and then suffered a quadriceps injury in practice and was released in August of 2020.
What?
So he's out there as a free agent. So
okay. Signed a 3-year deal and then they released him?
Just 5 months later.
Jesus. All right.
So he's out there as a potential pickup for somebody. I feel like he was starting to age a little bit more than what Sue was. And even though Watt is younger than they are, Watt is taking that same projection as McCoy, I think. He's showing his age a lot more.
For sure. But, sometimes a change of scenery like this will revitalize somebody.
Oh, yeah.
If they use him a little different, he needs to not play every down.
Yeah. Yep.
He needs to be a specialist, basically.
Yep.
And if they bring him in, he's very talented, obviously, still. If they brought him in on third downs and
at this point in his career, would you rather see him as a pass rushing specialist or just out there change his role in the defense a little bit and tell him to just go out there and plug gaps in the running game?
I would like to see, so for his longevity of his career, the best case scenario for him would be to be a pass rushing specialist.
Absolutely. The best case for him.
Because he can make, 7-8 plays a year and come out like a champ. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not very much. I mean, that's like one every other game. He makes a sack, and at the end of the year, they're like, you're so good, like, here's a big contract.
Yeah. I just don't know if I see him being, a pass rush specialist at this point in his career. I actually never considered him a pass rush specialist, even though he had all those sacks. I
No,
never
he was
looked
an
at him and
incredible
saw
player all
a pass
around.
rush specialist.
No, he wasn't a pass rush specialist even when he was younger.
Yeah.
Because he was just an all-around great player.
Yeah.
Run game and pass game.
He could beat anybody in a bunch of different ways, just like Aaron Donald.
Yeah, like Freeney, he was a pass rush specialist.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? He would blow by the tackle on every play. First, second, third down didn't matter.
Yep.
And if they were running to the outside, they just plug his gap. It didn't matter. He didn't care.
Yeah, no, he
was going for the sack no matter what.
Freeney and Mathis were the epitome of pin your ears back and go get them.
Yep, exactly.
And that's why
the Colts they were too small to try to play the run game like that.
That's true. That's true. They always had a small defense.
So they probably had quick outside backer. Well, and they had Bob Sanders, who cleaned up their mess all the time.
Erased just about any mistake.
God, he was good. I miss Bob Sanders.
He was so much fun to watch.
In his prime, I think he was the most fun to watch out of the three best safeties of our lifetime.
You think so?
Ed Reed, Polamalu.
You would take Bob Sanders over Ed Reed? Like just to watch?
Just to watch, yeah.
I don't know.
Like if I was starting
a
franchise, you definitely want either Ed or Troy because
they were just
Bob's
better.
Just lasted so small of a window.
Yeah.
But when he was on his game, I loved watching Bob Sanders.
I did too.
And I hated the Colts, but Bob Sanders was a hard ass hitter. I don't know. There's something
true.
about him.
He really took the best of those two other ones, Polamalu and Reed, and combined it.
So I always think of Ed Reed as more the passing game.
Yeah, a ball hawk type.
Yeah, and I think of Polamalu as the run game guy.
Yeah, a blitzer.
Not that he wasn't a ball hawk too, but
but
Bob Sanders was a little bit combination of both of those.
He was. I hadn't really thought about it, but yeah, you're right. God, yeah. So his highlight reel would be really fun to watch.
Yeah, it'd be nuts.
I just can't get over Ed Reed and all those return touchdowns he had from interceptions, and you're going to catch glimpses of Ray Lewis and Ed Reed's highlight reel. So I think I would have to take Ed Reed's over Bob Sanders, but and that's completely, we're both completely dismissing Troy Polamalu there, which his would be fantastic as well. But
oh my God, I'll never forget the play where he jumped.
I
got that sack
to bring that. I think he's done that several times in his career. The one that I think of is against Tennessee. Is that the one that you remember?
I was thinking it was Manning.
Okay. Well, like I said, I'm pretty sure he did it several times.
I thought it was Manning in Denver. Nah, that wouldn't have been too late. No, I don't know. Anyways, moving on.
Okay. You ready to get back to some present day news?
Yeah. So we're speaking of Denver. Von Miller likely to become a free agent.
Yeah, I think
they are not going to pick up his fourth-year option or whatever it was. So,
okay.
So, they're not even going to be able to trade him then.
Yeah, he's just going to become an unrestricted free agent then, huh?
Yes.
You know what would be really cool?
He's got to be, huh?
You know what would be really cool?
What's that?
See J.J. Watt and Von Miller team up. That would be really cool.
That'd be pretty sweet.
You know what? Put them both on Arizona, and Arizona becomes a real threat.
The geriatric kids.
that whole team starts to scare you. The offense and the defense now.
They got a good defensive line already.
Do they?
Don't they?
I don't know.
They have they still have Chandler Jones?
I honestly don't know if they have him or not, but he's really fallen off no matter where he's at.
I don't think so.
Well, let's find
I
out.
thought he had, if it was last year or the year before, he had a lot of sacks. Yeah, he's on Cardinals.
Okay.
Did he opt out last year or something?
He played 5 sacks.
5 games. 5 games, 5 sack. Oh no, 1 sack.
Yeah, okay. I had 5 solo tackles. So yeah,
5 tackles. He played in 5 games. But the year before he had 19 sacks, so his highest career.
That's pretty good. So what did in week 5 he suffered a torn bicep. So
that's pretty
that
rough.
one hurts.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be.
I can't imagine that being that bad to recover from.
No, yeah, I was just about
career-wise,
to say the same thing.
But
yep.
But it sounds like it's painful
for sure. Okay, so let me rephrase. Chandler Jones, J.J. Watt, and Von Miller on the same defense.
Oh fuck, man,
that's scary.
That is scary. That would be pretty
scary. Awesome. They'd go out and invest a first round pick in another corner. There's no winning.
Oh my god. Oh, that'd be a pretty scary defense for sure.
And then you have to couple that with that offense, which is not a pushover. I mean, they have not reached the limits of what they are capable of yet, but that's starting to look like a contender to me.